What's good, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing? This is Asosa once again, Truth About Thursdays on a Friday afternoon. Not because I was watching the game last night. I didn't actually watch it. I was just tired. I just went to sleep. I don't like staying up late no more. I'm 37 years old now. No, for real though. I just didn't have enough time yesterday to do it, so I'm doing it this afternoon. Hopefully next time I'll be able to schedule some time to do it. Actually on a Thursday, but for now we're just going to have Truth About Thursdays on Friday afternoon. So this question, it says, what do you think is the number one thing or some things that hinders men and women from successfully connecting and building an intimate bond that leads to marriage? Oh my goodness. This question is really, it's a deep, powerful question because, you know, there's a lot of things that are prohibiting good marriage relationships from forming. You know, I guess first thing I want to talk about concerning this question is just our culture. Our culture has destroyed the marriage relationship. There's an attack, you know, on men. There's an attack on the family on multiple levels. Man, I wasn't even planning to talk about this. This is just kind of just come up on me in the last 10 seconds. But there's an attack on manhood. There's an attack on economic. There's an economic attack. There's an attack for sin and iniquity, a flood of iniquity that's been sent, you know, from the mouth of the dragon through entertainment, through media. I mean, there's just an attack on everything that has to do with manhood, marriage, and family. You know, the whole dating culture, the whole sex before marriage culture, the whole worshiping your own flesh culture, the whole teenage culture, childishness is being promoted as an identity. That's totally made up. That's a construct of Babylon. There's no such thing as a teenager. Before the 1950s, they made that thing up just so we can be weak. You know, like I said, I wasn't even planning on going to this, but those are some of the things that connect, or that form disconnects between men and women, because there's no maturity, there's no seriousness about life, there's minimal responsibility, and then if you try to do those things, the economy is against you, the inflation, you know, the watered down education system, everything is against the forming of manhood and the forming of successful marriages and families. But let's just say you conquer all that and you come up and you love the Lord and you believe the gospel and you work and, you know, you try to you live holy, you get saved, come out of all that stuff. Then after you do all that, you got to have confidence. Okay, men have to have confidence. And they have to be able to make a decision to initiate the connection. First of all, the man is the initiator of the relationship because he's the one responsible for the relationship. That's just how men were designed by God to do. So the man has to have confidence, and he has to be ready to initiate the real connection, and he has to be interested in a covenant. That's when you get into getting rid of all this whole dating mentality and playing around and playing games mentality, and realize what life is about. And if you want to make a covenant, you make a covenant. So men have to basically have that confidence to decide that they want to get married and form a covenant with another spouse, with a spouse. And when they make that decision, then they start to look for a spouse. So there's no dating game involved. Once you make that decision, you seek God for your spouse, or you look for a spouse. And so when you don't have that confidence, you don't have that decision-making ability, and you don't know what a true covenant is, and you're still trying to play dating games, then you're not going to have a successful relationship. But when you're a serious man and you have the confidence and you have the decision-making ability, and you understand what a covenant is, and you realize it's a decision that you make, then you find your wife and you marry her and you do what God has called you to do. And that's what makes it real simple. So it's not something that women can say, oh, how can I do better well, you can do something better. You can basically hold that standard and accept nothing less. And when you start to accept nothing less, then God will meet your need, and He'll send a man that will meet that standard. But when you settle for jokers that don't understand, what a covenant is, and don't have the decision-making ability, and don't have the confidence to make that decision, then you're not going to have a good relationship.